Hello, everyone. I'm here in beautiful Nepal, and this is the fourth Buddhist holy site I'm visiting, and it is Lumbini, and it's where the Buddha was born. It's not where he was raised, but this is the site where he was born. And so the Lumbini whole area is like a park, and you can see um, a lot of flags over there, and a lot of and some Theravada practitioners praying over here, and you see this white building and this pond. Yeah, this white building is basically like the ruin. It's a stupa, right? The your typical Buddhist stupa relic, but they just put a ceiling on top of it, so it's just an enclosed stupa, and inside of it is just like basically the site where the Buddha was born, and there's a lot of mythology around Buddha's birth, simply because you know hey, he was born as a human being, and nothing special about that. That's sort of like anticlimactic, and so in revisionist kind of a way, in the future, the Buddhists have tried to kind of like add some mythological aspects to it. Like, some examples are like, oh, Buddha did so many things in his past lives that were so worthy of Buddhahood, and it all kind of like stacked up, and then it kind of exploded in this particular life where he was born as Gautama Siddharta, and that's how he became the Buddha, which is sort of like, in my opinion, it's like sort of what the opposite of what Buddhism preaches, right? But like any idea, nothing is fixed in stone. So you could interpret this as, you know, regardless of what iteration of life you are on, if you walk the Buddhist path, if you walk the Bodhisattva path, then it's just a part of Buddhahood. And regardless of what life it materializes it at, the important thing is you are living a Buddhist life. You are living a compassionate life. You are living a life that is free, not bound by ideas and restrictions and things like that. So, after visiting this holy site, my general impression is that um, kind of, I don't know, kind of hard to put into words what I'm feeling right now. It's been it's been around a year and a half since I started really rigorously walking the Buddhist path, and in such a short amount of time, I can't believe I've kind of achieved the peak of Buddhism, which is, you know, uh, basically visiting all four holy sites, and not just all four holy sites. I'm actually going to be visiting the eight holy sites and then two more. So, but those things aren't done yet. But the four major holy sites are done, and a lot of them are ruins. And but I think that's also kind of a good thing, right? Because Buddhism still has a lot of work to do, and especially if you're an archaeologist. In India and Nepal, there are so many sites that are not excavated yet. There are so many sites that are basically covered in grass and vegetation, because all the stupas basically they fell down because of the age and time, and the nature just reclaimed the whole area. So if you're an archaeologist, or if you're interested in archaeology like Indiana Jones, and you happen to be a Buddhist, I think you have a lot of work to do in Nepal, and I think you have a lot of work to do in India. Moreover, I stayed at a lot of different places, but the really great facilities that I stayed at are uh, built by the people of Myanmar or Burma. I don't know what the correct term is. I'm sorry about that. But just like that, I saw some of the rooms, right? And in one of the rooms, they said this room was generously donated by somebody, and then it was built from this kind of donation, and then it lists the people's names, and then it says $6,000, right? So 6,000 US dollars is not gonna really do much in US in terms of building a lodging and like a guest house or like a temple, right? But in an area of the world like this, it can really mean the difference between going on a pilgrimage and then having to sleep in one of these, like, floored areas versus having going on a pilgrimage and then being able to sleep in a proper lodging so that you can take your time and pay your respects to the Buddha. And so I think in the future, investing into, not like for monetary reasons, but like for the future generation of Buddhists, investing into the idea of more lodging and more kind of like hospitality for the Buddhist pilgrimage is, I think, something I'm going to be looking at into the future. But anyway, those are kind of the general impressions that I have after visiting the fourth holy site of the Buddha. And it's been a lot of my face, so I'll just show you some of the sites. Sorry, it's in selfie mode, so it's kind of hard to. Yeah, like a big park. And I think some more Theravada practitioners are going to be praying here. This pond is, I think, apparently where the Buddha was washed after his birth. And this is the site, this is the building that's covering the stupa relics. And yeah, that's it. Well, anyway, we're going tomorrow to Kapilavastu, which is where the Buddha was actually raised. So we'll talk about that tomorrow. See ya.